back to Mini Lessons with Miss H, and today we're doing page 175, Unit 4, Week 3. So today we focus on the D and the E part of the SPADE strategy. When we dissect the questions, we identify and underline keywords, and then you determine whether or not you're going to find the answer in the story, or you have to create an inference or an educated guess of the answer. Then, for evidence, you have to go back in the story and find the text evidence if it's explicit. That means if it's in the story. If it's implicit, you have to create a conclusion using text evidence. So there's a sentence in the story that helps you create that answer, right? So the first thing we're going to do is read the passage and answer the questions. Birthday. The dim sun hung like a nickel in the sky. My friend Raiku and I were walking home from school. So they were going home. Setting. November, setting. I hugged my arms when I felt a breeze as sharp as a knife. So that means it was cold. That day at school, we studied Thanksgiving. We learned that the early settlers celebrated their first harvest at this very time of the year. Of year. They had a big feast to give thanks for all they had. My dad bought a turkey as big as a pillow. Are you having a big turkey for Thanksgiving? I asked Riku. He grinned wide as he answered, Yes, we're having a turkey, and we're having rice too. Oh, so look, they're both going to have a turkey. So that is same. They have that in common. They both celebrate Thanksgiving. Okay, so based on the fact that we're focusing on compare, which is same, and contrasts for the 2 weeks, which is different, I'm going to look different. Jeez, I forgot how to write that. We're going to look for differences and similarities between both characters and their Thanksgiving, right? That's what I'm going to do. That's how I'm connecting to the text. He grinned as he answered, Yes, we're having a turkey and we're having rice too. So maybe that's a difference, but we'll find out in the back. Raiku explained that his family was celebrating Labor Day Thanksgiving. It was a holiday in Japan where his family had lived. He told me that this holiday was a harvest celebration, just like the American Thanksgiving. Similarity. Both holidays are in November too. Similarity, I exclaimed. Raiku told me last year he missed American Thanksgiving. He had spent Labor Day Thanksgiving in Japan. He was visiting his grandparents. He saw parades. Okay, that's the same for us. We have the Thanksgiving parade. There were displays of fruits and vegetables like colorful rainbows. That was to give thanks for good crops, explained Raiku. You're lucky, I said. You get to have 2 Thanksgivings. Raiku said, Why don't you visit my family for Labor Day Thanksgiving? Then you can have 2 Thanksgivings also. So that's a difference. The first boy doesn't have 2 Thanksgivings, and this one does, right? So, based on this boy named Raiku celebrates Thanksgiving twice, which makes sense with the title, Giving Thanks 2 Times. So he celebrates regular Thanksgiving, and then he celebrates Labor Day Thanksgiving. And for Labor Day Thanksgiving, they focus on the crops. It says it here. That's a difference. For our Thanksgiving, we focus on giving thanks for everything we have, right? So, that's what I did. Now, my expectation is that you try to count how many things you've annotated, right? So, and see if we matched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you should have annotated at least 15 key details in this story. All right? Until next time, bye! All right, I hope you followed along. So I'm going to read the questions to you and dissect them with you, and then you're going to answer them by yourself. I'll give you 5 minutes to do that, and then after that, Ms. Hernandez is going to review orally, okay? Number 1, how are Thanksgiving and Labor Day Thanksgiving alike? Remember, we annotated this, right? How? They want key details. Thanksgiving, that's one event. And Labor Day Thanksgiving, that's our second event. Alike or the same. So my expectation is that you go back in the story and you find how they are the same. One way they are alike, okay? So remember, when you answer a question, my expectation is that you steal from the question, okay? You have to steal from it. So, how do I know you've stolen? You highlight. Thanksgiving and Labor Day Thanksgiving are alike because always have because in there, okay? And never start an answer with because. Okay, that's an incomplete sentence. So, for example, now you're going to look for something they have in common or alike. Similar. Okay, that's for number 1. Let's look at number 2. How are Thanksgiving and Labor Day Thanksgiving different? So now they want a key detail. 1, key detail, how they are. Event 1 and event 2 different or not same. Okay? So remember, we're going to steal from the question to answer. Thanksgiving and Labor Day Thanksgiving are different. And yes, I expect you to write it in a complete sentence if you want credit for it. And then we write because. So then you're going to look in the story for a difference. Okay? And for number 3, how do the narrator and Raikou celebrate their holidays in the same way? How? The narrator is the boy that referred to himself as as I. How is a key detail. So one thing, their holidays the same way. They both, this is the second character. Okay, by their holidays, they mean Thanksgivings the same way. So the narrator and Raikou celebrate their holidays in the same way because I'm going to put by. So then you're going to write your answer. How do they both celebrate their holidays in the same way? So now I'm going to give you 5 minutes to answer all these questions, okay? Ready? All right, let's review. So, for number 1, how are Thanksgiving and Labor Day Thanksgiving alike? So, if you annotated the text and then you followed Ms. Hernandez, you would have seen how many ways these were the same, right? So, both holidays are in November. That's the easiest one I would have put. That's what I would have put. But you can put any of the things we annotated at. It's a harvest celebration. They both have parades. They eat turkey. Okay? You could have written any of those similarities. And they're both in November. Oh, yeah, I put that already. Number 2. How are Thanksgiving and Labor Day Thanksgiving different? So, how are they different? They're actually 2 whole different holidays. And one of them only really focuses on give thanks for good crops. That's the difference I would have put. You could also put that they're 2 different Thanksgivings. Okay, completely different. Number 3, how do the narrator and Raikou celebrate their holidays in the same way? They both eat turkey. They both celebrated in November with their family, and they both go to parades. All right? So for B, you know what to do. You have 1 minute. You need to read twice and see if you read more words the second time than the first, okay? I'm going to give you 1 minute to do your first part. Ready, set, go. Awesome. Now, if you want to stay up to date with the latest vids, you know what to do. Hit that notification bell and subscribe so that you are always up to date with the homework of the day. Until next time, bye!